Ladies and gentlemen, the world's #1 sports and recreation podcast is back. Cheap Heat on this Wednesday, May 28th. I'm back from Beyonce. Hold up. Merch was purchased.
Oh, yeah. And is that official Cowboy Carter merch? Because I've noticed at these live events, the bootleg merch is getting better also.
There are a lot of people rocking bootleg stuff. No, this is the official Rip Me Off. I got to tell you, it's crazy. They sold multiple shirts for the same price, but the quality of t-shirt was significantly different. This one has this thin, dragging, sad collar. And then that's I got like another one.
That should be a 25.
Of 20. SUG, what year do you think you're getting a 20?
With what you described. Dip,
thin, what do you think? Dip, what do you think?
Collar.
Dip, what do you think the thin, sagging collar t-shirt cost me at the Beyonce Cowboy Carter show?
It cost you 50, but it should have been like 25.
It cost 65.
55. All the tees were 55. It's crazy, man. It's the concert business right now is absolutely bonkers.
It's the merch. The concert is an infomercial for the merch, apparently, at these things.
And well, by the way, though, the it's not like the tickets were cheap either. Okay, baby.
It sounds like she's saying she didn't get her thin, saggy collar shirt.
No, she's upset. She's upset about some things related to wrestling during the course of the week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was rooting against Mercedes Moné. But we'll get to that. Dipperstein, did you watch Raw last night? You watched Saturday Night's Main Event, right? We didn't have you on our big watch along.
I watched Saturday Night's Main Event. I watched Raw, and I also watched WrestleMania 3 last night.
Why 3?
I did not remember at WrestleMania 3 that that Beefcake turned face at that event. I completely forgot that was like the main storyline that really moved that was the main angle at the event that I guess was noteworthy. If as crazy as that sounds,
you mean in terms of an angle, like something developing?
Yeah.
No. There's a few.
That's the thing about WrestleMania 3 too. Hogan slamming Andre overshadows the many noteworthy things.
What about Bundy turning on the little guys? I mean, all the little guys ganged up against Bundy.
But Bundy was a heel already.
What about the heel little guys? What about Haiti Kid?
No, I mean, but for
Piper
real,
retired for the first time.
Who did?
Piper retired, but that was already in the build. It was his retirement match.
Yeah, which it wasn't. But as far as things happening, that was the only real thing.
Hold on, I got to keep thinking. What about there was nothing in the Hart Foundation 6-man with Danny? No, that stayed the same. Steamboat wins the title, and that's a big deal, but it's not a development
storyline.
Well, but by the way, it's back then they viewed WrestleMania as much more just the blow off to the story.
Absolutely.
It was the blow off. Now we're having the match. The story's over now. So the result is the thing.
And the feuds were based on just and we complain now that it's SGG loves it, but that feuds are based on just wanting the belt or just anger. And but back then it was they looked at each other funny.
Yeah, it was nothing. It was nothing.
But it was something. But
it was also something. At the same time, right now, it was nothing. It was something.
You say whatever you want about Mania 3. It broke the attendance record. It was so profound. And
stop telling us it was 77. It was 93. Okay.
It definitely was 93. I counted.
Yeah,
I counted. They have a
77. I know what 77 looks like. That looks like 93.
But I'm just saying, as far as pageantry and celebrity,
some of the great pageantry.
Mania 4 has more pageantry.
Wait, more pageantry?
It has more pageantry
in front of 13,000 people.
Mania 4 did have the Run DMC performance though.
Yep.
So I'm gonna give that a check.
But remember, they ripped off the mini rings at Mania 4 from Mania 3.
Did they? I don't think they could because they had the aisle. They were coming down that tight aisle.
No, at 4 or 3.
At 4 because
I thought 4 they used it again.
I can't recall if they used it again at 4.
I think they.
They did.
They did. They used it at 4, but of course the pageantry at 3 of them coming down that endless aisle. I mean, it would take years.
No, they didn't use it at 4. They didn't use it at 4.
Was it 5? They brought it back. They brought it back quickly
at
after.
6 because the 4 and 5 were
4
the
and
stairs.
5, yeah.
Yeah.
If
But
you
I
can
don't
see how
know.
this kid is looking at me, she's like, Dad, can we please watch WrestleMania 3 and 4 soon, little baby? Soon.
You know what this baby's saying? Does this guy ever shut up? He talks all day long.
That's
He
probably
talks to
what
this
it is.
person and that person, and he's talking about rap music and wrestling. What a loser. What a dork my
It's
father is.
basketball.
She loves my conversation. She's fully invested. Isn't that right, little baby? Yes, you eat your hand. That's exactly right.
Which athlete do you think is going to be the first athlete's name that she says, or musician? Like which person that
It has to be Jaden Daniels, her namesake, or she's the namesake. Is she the namesake or he's the namesake?
She's the namesake. He's the namesake because you're talking about her. He's her namesake.
He's her namesake, so she has to go. She has to go. Dad, Jaden.
But if she doesn't start talking when football season, then it might end up being somebody else.
Now the timing is right, where maybe that'll be like her first word. It'll be like the playoffs next year. She'll be a year old, and she'll be like, "Oh, Jaden." By the way, I don't mind if she calls him Dad.
Hey,
if she sees Jaden and just goes, Dad, I go, that's fine. That is totally fine. Him, Bret Hart, Jay-Z. No, we don't cry about Jay-Z. Of course not.
If her first words are Bret.
By the way, this is playing red on camera. This is pink. She's full heart attack mode right now.
Oh yeah.
I would like her first name word to be Dipperstein. Okay.
That's a contender.
Can we do 3 syllables? Is that possible?
She's not sure.
Probably Dip is the best we could hope for.
Yeah. She's gonna need more FaceTime, Dip. Listen, you had a very strong appearance, but very short appearance. You need more work. You got to put in more work. Come on.
All right.
He showed up. Listen, he was very popular. Dip did what he does. He showed up. He squeezed her in on a Thursday afternoon, but when he was there, he was in full Dip form.
Yeah.
Brought a good gift. They had a good conversation.
Oh,
he leveled with her, had a real conversation. They signed a contract. They signed a talent contract.
If you're going to be part of this family.
So, Dip, any big hot takes that we didn't get from you on our special about Saturday night's main event that you had?
I really liked NXT Battleground. I thought
That's
it was
your hot take about Saturday night's main event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that you like battle? This is why you come to GP, because that's the kind of take you're only getting here. What were your thoughts on Saturday night's main event? I love Battleground.
I look. It's amazing how much better wrestling looks with red, white, and blue ropes. It looks like wrestling. That you watch that episode of Saturday night's main event, and you go, "I'm watching wrestling."
Yeah,
that's how I felt.
Because then when last week I watched SmackDown and the ropes were a different color. I thought I was watching pickleball. I go, is this pickleball?
It looks like pickleball otherwise.
And then I hear Tessitore and I go, Tessitore doesn't do pickleball. This has got to be WWE.
Tessitore might do pickleball though. I feel like he does everything.
Dip, what did you think about how before we get to Battleground? What did you think about how unhinged Jesse the Body was?
Totally unhinged. Totally. The first couple of times I was like, oh, this is going very well. He's still got it. Then I watched WrestleMania 3 last night, and I'm like, he doesn't have
it. By the way, why was he acting as if the walking out of the door didn't exist in cage matches 40 years ago?
Right. That's the way people won back then. They were crawling to the door. That was like a thing. So I don't know what he was thinking. I think he just didn't. He was just trying to like make a point that was no longer relevant.
Well, let me ask you this question though, and I brought this up to our patrons and Egg Everythings who joined us. I personally feel, Dip, that the way Damian Priest won that match was like a heel turn. That's what no one seems to agree with me. Everyone seems to think, oh, whatever. Whereas I'm like, a concerto and walking out of the cage is some heel-ish to me.
I think we're overusing the concerto to be a heel turn thing. It's not. It's not. It's just a very violent act.
It's just a very violent act.
He
But
really wants to hurt him. He wants to hurt this guy. Drew
He hurt
McIntyre.
people. He hurts people.
He hurts people. He hurts people. And I think that was really just the point he was making. And Drew McIntyre is apparently taking some time off, and so they needed to end it with a you know, a banger.
Dip, was that an exclusive?
No.
It's out there in the dirts
Yeah.
that he's taking time off.
It's out
But
there
I
in
just
the dirts.
can I just say for my little 2 cents about wrestling, I don't know very much, but I believe that seeing a prone man flat on their face and hitting them in the back of a head with a chair, I personally believe that's a bad guy thing to do. I'm staying with that.
Yeah.
I don't have
The only
any hard
exception I'll make is
rules.
for Edge/Cope because he's done it as a good guy, but that's his thing. So he doesn't count when he does it.
Yeah,
as a
it's
good guy.
his thing, so it doesn't count anymore. But it's still not a good guy thing to do. And by the way, I will not use the word cope. Okay.
I said Edge first, but you know,
Right.
there's some
You gotta be
sickos out
respectful.
there who go, "Oh, he's not Edge.
He's
That's
Cope.
his slave name. He's Cope." So,
But he was
call
Edge
him-
when he got there. Oh no, he's Adam Copeland.
He was Adam Copeland when he got there. Yeah. So we're gonna go Edge/Cope, and apparently WWE abandoned the trademark for Edge. So if he wants, he can be Edge again.
Wait, really?
Yeah, that was in the dirts a couple of weeks ago.
Why on earth would they give up the Edge?
Maybe they're very mad at Edge.
What Edge crossed the line no one's crossed before?
Yeah, they abandoned the trademark, but it's good for him because if he wants to use it, he can use it.
By the way, it's already crazy. The fact that he gets to use the Alter Bridge song, like his song, to me, that's enough. By the way, we should note, guys, Derringer passed away.
Oh yeah, speaking of WrestleMania 3.
An unbelievably important part of Hulkamania.
Yeah.
No real American. You're telling me that everything's the exact same? No chance. It played a part. Everything played a part, and that that sound is part of it.
Yeah.
So much so that when I played it on Whitish Wednesday today, when the song started playing, Ebro just yelled out. He said Ebro called his name, and then he just yelled out Hulk Hogan. And I went, "That's not the song or the artist."
It's not, but you have to count it.
I didn't.
That's how everybody knows it. Is they know it as Hulk Hogan.
It's if we were playing with 3-year-olds, I would count it, but we were looking for more specifics. Artist or title, sir. Artist or title.
At this point, Hulk Hogan is the artist.
By the way, I pop very hard at that video that moves around of Ultimate Warrior saying Hulk Hogan's name 50 different ways and them changing the writing phonetically on the screen. Dip, did you see when I sent that to the group? Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan. Dip, by the way, big moment. SGG is wearing a Becky Lynch shirt today.
That's right.
Big moment today as Dip makes an appearance in Becky's heartfelt birthday tribute to her husband. I mean, this is a big deal for you.
Yeah. Coincidentally, too, I put on the shirt before I saw the post.
But now you saw it.
Yeah, now I saw it, and I was like, definitely keep it on the shirt.
The Peckerheads are going crazy. This is a big moment.
Yeah, I don't think they even said happy birthday to Seth yet. I think they all are just focused in on that
right to Dipper's
slide.
Dip looking very managerial in the picture, by the way.
Am I in the post?
Yeah,
I am.
you're in like the 8th slide.
I get the 8th slide.
Oh yeah, baby.
But you're in there with Jeannie Buss, who also gets the 8th slide.
Oh, you're with Jeannie Buss. It was at the Laker game. Oh, look at this! What a glowing moment. By the way, did you guys coordinate the bright yellows? I did not get the memo on the bright yellows. Little baby, what do you want me to do? You want me to feed you already?
Wow, I am in there.
Look at you. Do you feel something?
Yeah.
Are you feeling something?
Yeah.
Are you feeling touched?
Yeah, completely.
Verklempt?
Oh man, that's nice. Wow, I just got an Instagram guy named Joe McGrath has sent
we know
me,
Joe.
We know Joe McGrath, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe McGrath.
Oh, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
He sent me a black Russian bagel, pumpernickel with sesame seeds.
What do you mean he sent it to you? That he saw it somewhere?
Yeah, he just sent me a picture. I guess he's eating it.
Good for him.
Black Russian.
Can you guys hold on for 1 second while I see what's up with this
What
baby?
are your
I'll be right
keys? He said, huh?
All right, you guys discuss bagels for 1 moment.
Well, I haven't seen it, so I have no teas. So we're gonna need you to break this down, Dip.
What?
A Black Russian bagel?
Yeah, it's a Black Russian bagel. I get it's a pumpernickel with sesame seeds and cream cheese. That's something.
I need to see it. Are the sesame seeds the standard sesame seeds?
Here, I'll send it to you. Yeah, they're standard sesame seeds. Hold on. Ugh, you can't copy and paste it?
Boo.
I hate everything. I hate technology. No, you can't copy and paste it. Ugh, what a joke.
Absurd.
I can't do it.
If Joe's in the Discord, just drop it in the Discord. I need to see this thing before I can comment. It sounds like it could be Mage, though.
No, it is Mage. Where did he go?
He's been kidnapped by the baby.
Uh.
So hold on, he cut you off before you got to get into NXT Battleground, though. I don't know if we're gonna get back to it, but while he's gone, I feel like we could jump into it right now.
Because he didn't watch it. I am pretty convinced on Miles Bourne, right?
Yeah, it's easy to do because he literally looks and feels like the second coming of Randy Orton.
He looks exactly
crazy.
like Randy Orton.
He does,
and he's a good freaking wrestler too. And by the way, I didn't like. I was like sort of out on Obafemi. I'm in on Obafemi.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I total reverse course on the Obafemi of it all. I'm all in on Obafemi. I'm a big fan. Yeah. I like the dance, the walk. I like the move set. I like the presentation. I'm all in. Miles Bourne, a huge star.
What are your thoughts about Trick Williams winning the TNA championship?
I don't. The whole TNA championship thing. I don't know why it's on NXT. I need an explanation on that. Do you agree?
Sort of, yeah. I do.
It's like it should be on TNA. Like I don't. You know how I feel about multiple championships and bringing in new championships. I mean, everything's a championship. You know,
it has been made and it has produced some great moments. Like I love that Average Joe diss track that Trick Williams dropped. But I'm with you. I feel like this is TNA stuff going. Like, you know, maybe it's beneficial for TNA. Maybe they see something out of it. Maybe WWE has a relationship with TNA that's more than we meets the eye, more than we know about it. But
right,
I'm with you though.
And with Joe Hendry, I think it may work in a big crowd, in a big arena. I don't know.
You're feeling the Hendry?
I'm not.
I hated it.
I believe. I believe, but do I believe? Yeah. I believe, but is there a belief there?
You believe.
I still don't believe.
Right.
But
you think
stadium.
So wait, SCG, are you saying you've made some strides towards believing?
No, I still don't believe. But Dip said he thinks it could work in a bigger crowd, and I think it does. We saw it work in a stadium. We saw everybody pop. We saw everybody in the palm of his hands. We saw everybody react to the things, the spin around, the smile into the camera.
This guy, this guy, every single time I see him, he looks exactly like my friend Josh. So, just so you know, he looks like my friend Josh.
Okay.
Joe Hendry?
Maybe they should rename him just
Josh Hendry.
No, just Josh.
Let me see if I can get a picture of this guy that he looks like. Okay, I think that would be fun.
What was the name, SGG, that we used to joke they would just give like one name to some? Was it you?
Greg.
It was Greg. You'd just be Greg. That's something.
Josh could work.
Damn it. Well, there was Big Josh already.
Oh, there was Big Josh, but he'd just be Josh. That's not Big Josh.
Yeah, there was.
But there was two Butches. They had Butch and then Butch.
Oh, true. There were two Butches. Yeah, there were two Butches. It's a great point.
We could do it's probably due for another Big Josh.
It's a great point. Josh and Big Josh.
Yeah.
Did you guys already cover the things that you were most into about NXT?
Yeah, we got it out the way for you.
No, thanks. Hey, well, what should I go back and watch? By the way, I haven't been able to watch everything except Saturday Night's Main Event. Should I? What match is the hammer there?
The Obafemi Miles Born for sure.
Obafemi Miles Born is like a NXT classic already.
Yeah.
If you're short on time, I would say catch the last 3 matches. Dip, would you agree with that? The
Yes.
Obafemi Miles Born, Stephanie Vaquer, Jordan Grace, and Trick and Joe Hendry.
Yes.
Interessante. Okay. I'm in.
Nothing against the other 3 matches. It was a great show. But if you're short for time, catch the last 3 matches. If you want the Evolve experience, I would say just like a quick clip of great wrestling.
Speaking of which, by the way,
catch Evolve. It's on tonight, right?
Not only is Evolve tonight, we will crown a women's champion tonight.
Oh.
So for those of you who may care slightly about your friend, Peter Rosenberg, because I got to tell you, when we brought it up and I complained about how my friends have really not shown support besides you guys, I've heard from a lot of Peckerheads who started watching. So tonight's a big deal, guys. Tonight you will get to hear me make my first ever championship call. I'm gonna get to do play-by-play to call someone winning the title. This is a big deal.
That's incredible.
That's a big deal. Why does no one realize it's a big deal?
And then you get it again next week also, right? For the men.
That's right. Today the women's, next week the men's.
Mage.
So I hope people are able to appreciate this. This is an exciting moment for me.
And for all of us Peckerheads.
What,
SGJ? I appreciate that.
I have to find this. You must see this picture.
All right, well, okay, we want to see this picture.
You want to wait 2 minutes for me or no?
We've gone to a new place we've never been before, where the podcast is continuing and Dip is off camera now because Dip, you're in the bathroom.
Why would you say it? Yeah.
I mean, listen, this is a man who enjoys the bathroom. Why not? This is a place. By the way, best acoustics he's had all day. You sound great.
Thank you.
This is high level stuff right here. This is by the way, when Edward R. Murrow, was delivering the news and saying good night and good luck, what he envisioned for broadcasting was a day when completely untrained hackadoodle-doos could talk wrestling from a toilet. That was what he dreamed.
This is the future of broadcasting.
Yeah. The future is here and now. All right. So Dip has found, we're going to show you now. Hopefully Emilio can throw this in there. We are going to show you a picture of Dip's friend Josh. Look at him in all his glory. I got to tell you, it's pretty close fit, SGG.
Yeah, I believe in Josh Hendry.
Not Joe. You don't believe in Joe?
Not yet.
But you believe in Josh?
But I believe in Josh Hendry.
I got to tell him he'll die when I tell him we did this bit.
By the way, does he like wrestling? Does he know who Joe Hendry is, potentially?
He has no idea whatsoever.
So he doesn't even know that
Dip and I ran into Joe Hendry the night of WrestleMania.
He's a great
big night.
He's a great guy.
Was it before or after?
After.
It was after. It was
Okay.
it was after. I've never met the man. We had a very nice chat, and it was lovely.
Listen, by all accounts, he seems like a great guy. Now, I have to put this disclaimer out here every once in a while. I don't know these people. Never met most of them. Everyone that I have met seems like a great guy. So when I poo-poo on them, I know it feels close to me poo-pooing on them as people, but I'm strictly talking about the characters and the entertainment value that I get from their performances. Joe seems like a great guy. Everybody that I've talked to that's met him says he's a great guy. In every interview, he comes across as a great guy. But I just don't believe in the on-screen, the song and dance, the musical. I'm not a fan of the performance.
That's okay. Nobody has to be a fan of any one wrestler. That's.
But people take it personally, and the people who take it personally are the people who are the fans of the wrestler. So then, like, I don't even know if Joe Hendry's ever going to hear this from me, but his people are going to want to see me. So I'm letting you guys know he's a great guy. We don't need to, this doesn't need to be a thing. He's a great guy, just not a fan of his. I don't believe his.
You're not.
I don't want. I don't want to deal with his believers. Is what I'm trying to say.
I get it. Well, it sounds almost like religious in a way.
It is.
You know what I mean?
It is. They have a hymn.
Like
they have a.
There are a lot of people, by the way,
leader.
there are a lot of people who love Christ, think he's a great guy,
Yeah,
but they're not believers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean you're not starting beef with the believers.
No.
You're not a believer.
Yeah.
Everyone has their right to believe in whoever they want to believe in, SGG. Who is someone this week that you undoubtedly believe in? Do you believe in Bronson Reed?
I do.
Big body Bronson, as Kendrick Perkins would say.
I believe in Big Bronson Reed. I do. Because, I mean, he destroyed Punk. And then when he comes out with Rollins, although that explanation was a little weak for me, for my taste, they look great together, the three of them. Braun and Bronson and Seth Rollins, accompanied by Heyman. You know, they fit. I believe. I'm not sure if they even need to continue to add members. I feel like that's a strong 3. And if they want to take the tag titles, Braun and Bronson, I mean, you know, all love to the New Day, but they haven't been doing New Day things with this title run.
Dip in the bathroom. Were you excited to see big body Bronson Reed?
Yeah, I love it. First of all, he's a great guy. Second of all, I love to see the man healthy. And
I love that Dip is still
who wouldn't want Bronson Reed? Who wouldn't want Bronson Reed as their muscle? I mean, he's gargantuan.
Yeah.
He's scary. I think he's the perfect foil.
That to me is the best part of it too, is because on a post show, I forget, it might have been right after Mania, when somebody asked Heyman, oh, like, you know, when Roman wasn't around, everything went haywire for you, basically. What are you going to do if Seth's not around? He said, I'm just going to get more muscle. And then, you know, Bron Breakker was the muscle. So they could have added like a high flyer or like a smaller guy, but then they just went and got even more muscle in Bronson Reed, which is insane, but it also, to me, it works.
Yeah, no, this is a pretty good looking crew here. By the way, I just want everyone to know that as things have continued to play out, I just want to say it continues to not make sense what Gunther's been doing. Even though I'm making too big a deal about it, and it doesn't matter, and he's just as strong as ever. Let me be the first one to say, no, he's not. He's not. He's not. Although his Buck Mason looks tremendous.
Yeah. He should have killed McAfee, man. He needed a murder on his resume.
He needed one good, strong murder on the docket.
Yeah.
And he did not get one. But listen, we can't always get the murder that we want. Dip is out of the bathroom and back on the program. Hey,
He's
Dip,
free.
I'm just, because I heard the Buck Mason talk. I'm just going to tell you, there's a mid-season sale going on. So whatever city you're in, and there's a Buck Mason, if wrestling is in town, if you want to get Gunther's autograph or take a picture with the Gunthinator, we know where he'll be.
Don't go bother to buy a Gunther shirt from merch. Buy the Buck Mason outfit he's actually wearing.
There should be a Gunther Buck Mason collab. I feel like somebody may even be dropping the ball on this. Like, you guys are ringing the bell, letting them know, like, this is a thing. And
how about this? I'm going to take it a step further. Maybe with all the trouble we're saying the character's having at this exact moment, maybe it's time not to go back to Walter, but to change his name to Buck Mason.
I like it. It would make complete sense.
Buck Mason.
Do you think that they make a size for him? They must. You think he's getting custom? Do you think he knows
Extra
Buck and is saying, "Hey, Buck, I need some custom XXXLs for my enormous frame"?
Absolutely.
By the way, how about this hot take? I don't think anything he wears is even from Buck Mason. What are your thoughts? No, he wasn't. The other day he was wearing something with a logo. There was a logo. It wasn't a Buck
it a
He
Buck
can't wear it
Mason
every
logo?
time, but I'm
No,
telling you, the
I-
man's wearing Buck Mason clothing.
The dip is right. He can't wear it every time.
But you're convinced that Buck
Oh, yeah.
Mason's being worn. What is it possible he's wearing the alt version?
Muck Basin.
Muck Basin.
He's
No.
not wearing Muck Basin.
That's
There's
not the
no
kind
way.
of guy. Not the kind
Nah.
of guy that he is.
I don't know.
Dip, you did come in hot about something yesterday on the group chat. What else? What was it? Complaining about commentary, of course. But was there something else that you had a strong feeling about from? Oh, by the way, can we say how lucky we are that Chad Gable is all right after that spot?
Oh yeah. Especially considering what happened to Zoe Stark. You know, we say all the time how these people are risking their lives and putting their bodies on the line, and it's become apparent these past couple of days with like these close calls, and then in the case of Zoe Stark, just a unfortunate incident.
I didn't see the Zoe Stark thing yet.
Yeah, she went for a drop kick, and she basically tore her knee apart. And it was already a surgically repaired knee because she injured it in NXT. So, it was bad.
Oh, it's really bad. Oh, it's bad. Really,
Yeah.
really bad. Oh, man, that's tough. That is really not what you want to see. It really is. It's so dangerous, man. And Chad Gable just got dropped. Dip, do you see it? Like essentially dropped on his face. You didn't see it? You didn't see the triple threat?
I didn't see that spot.
Yeah, it was. Look it up. It's not what you want. This is. I don't know if you guys know this. This is risky business.
Yeah.
Can we point something out here that kind of needs to be said? We know Rhea's going to be in Money in the Bank and she wants to be Mami in the Bank, but like, have they somehow? We have gotten to a place. It's Wednesday, May 28th, 2025, and at this very moment, Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair are secondary players in the women's division.
Yeah. That's not a bad thing to me. That's
maybe it's not. You know what? Maybe
news.
it's not. Maybe you can't. You just can't stay there forever. So you have to have a moment of not being.
It's that. I mean, they've been cooling off Bianca Belair for a year more or longer, maybe
the whole
2
tag
years.
thing cooled her off. I mean, that was a cool off.
There's tons of female wrestlers right now that are not being used on television. Tons that are main event players. Tons. So it's not just them. Where's Jade? Where's Naomi?
No, Jade and Naomi, they're cooking on SmackDown a little bit. I think they're in the Money in the Bank qualifier.
Cooking a Jade.
I mean,
Cooking a
Jade.
Jade.
Yeah, but Jade had a big match. 2 weeks ago?
Yeah,
2 weeks ago.
Probably her best outing.
She's just there.
Yeah, she got her singles win.
know?
No, I hear what you're saying though. In general, and meanwhile, can we just stop? Like Roxanne is over at NXT. No, this is it.
Yeah, no, she's up.
Yeah,
she called up. She's called up.
She's up. Fully
Wait,
up.
it's official. They made it official.
Yeah, her and Julia, they're fully up.
Yes.
When did they? Hold on. When did I miss the announcement? Was it a press?
3 weeks ago.
What was the announcement?
So her and Julia, as you know, they've been tagging. They suffered a loss, and then they aired like a vignette after the match. Roxanne's trying to regroup with Julia, and Julia's like, "There is no we. This tag team is over." Then that Friday, Julia shows up on SmackDown. She's with I can't think of his name, and I don't want to say Friday Night. She's with Nick Aldis.
There you go.
I was gonna say Friday Night Pierce, but his name is Nick Aldis.
There you go. Show some respect.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, respect the vest. Respect the 3-piece suit. Respect it.
Friday Night Pierce was going to be a last resort, so I didn't want to.
No, you didn't do it. No, you showed respect.
So she shows up in Nick Aldis's office, and he hands her a contract, says "Welcome to SmackDown." And then Monday, essentially the same backstage promo airs with Adam Pearce. He welcomes Roxanne to Raw, and she immediately jumps into a thing with the Judgment Day. That's when she helps out. She hands Dom a tray of
and now she's
shady looking nuggets,
and now she's going for it with Dom.
Yeah.
Yo, is Dom really about to have another one?
Yes, he is.
I like it.
Yes, he is.
I like it. This is good TV. This is where it's
He
at.
posted a picture of the gift that Roxanne gave him, the tray of questionable looking nuggets. And Roxanne liked the picture, of course. But then so did Liv and Rhea. All three of them, they still love their Dom.
Yeah, Dom's got a different kind of Riz.
Yeah.
We never seen Riz like this before.
Yeah. It's
no shade to the Rizzler. This is the real
Yeah.
Riz right here.
It's so funny. You never see him using dunking sauces when he eats chicken nuggets on TV. If she really loved that man, she would be bringing him ranch and honey mustard.
I think he doesn't like much
And-
in the way of sauces, though.
Oh, so he's just a purist with the.
You got to give the man an option, though.
By the way, I just want to say this: if you are the kind of person who wants to eat a dry tendy, I believe you are completely unhinged and need.
There's something up. Something.
If
is
someone
going
goes,
on.
no, thanks, I like my tendies just plain, you are diabolical. There's something.
I'm dunking everything
Yeah,
and everything.
Me too.
I'm good with a dry rub, but just
Everything
like a
is dunked.
super plain.
But who's
The
doing that on a
plain?
nugget? Realistically,
Yeah,
how
yeah,
often are you getting a
it's true.
dry rub? It's not even a real thing. You're making up something to try
No,
to make it work.
Wingstop
for
has
you.
dry rubs that they put on the.
on a nugget.
They don't do nugget. They do tendies. They will dry rub the
Dry
tendies.
rub is nothing. What is dry rub? Dry rub is a nothing thing.
Stop.
By the way,
it's a spice blend that
I'm kind of
fully
it's
enhances.
By the way, I'm gonna
flavors
side. I'm gonna side with Dip here. I think the dry rub is bullshit. I'm with him.
It's bullshit.
It's-
I want a wet
I
rub. Rub only with wetness.
Me too.
Dry
we
rub.
want
Wingstop
wet-
is a WWE sponsor. They should send us a pack
Yeah.
of all kind of tendies and nuggets, all kind of flavors,
The
and we'll do a
opportunities,
Wingstop taste test.
the chicken opportunity is being missed on this show from a branding standpoint. It's just absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
But I'm with Dip. I want the chicken wet. I want a wet piece of chicken, and I want to dip it into more wetness. I want wet.
Yesterday, I had a tuna sandwich yesterday. I couldn't even eat it unless I was putting something on the.
Although
it had tons of mayo.
have we ever brought up on the show? I mean, this is. I don't want this to turn things left here.
It's gone. We've done it.
Dip having jelly with his scrambled eggs.
What?
Oh yeah,
It's
galore.
It's honestly, I'd rather you have dry rub chicken tendies. It's a psychotic. Does anybody ever not react to it? Does anybody think it's normal? Not a person. Not one. Not a person. It's a psychotic thing to do.
I like jelly with eggs.
You just put the jelly right on the eggs.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
That's
Ted
insane.
sends me pictures whenever they're at breakfast, and he says this is insane every time. He will never get over it, and I got to. I'm with him.
I do the wheat toast with butter and jelly, and then I put the egg on the toast, or I'll just put the jelly on the egg.
Oh
What?
my God! It's
What stage in
diabolical.
your life were you when you discovered that you enjoyed your eggs that way?
Very early. On.
What do you?
I have a whole egg gimmick. I have.
What
a
do
whole
you
egg
think,
thing.
SGG? You know this comes from birth. Now listen, I'll tell you what.
How, though?
Here's what I'm willing to do with eggs. I'm ketchup on eggs all the time. Don't care.
Yeah.
I feel no judgment. I love it. I take my scrambled plate. I have the potatoes. I have the eggs, and I put the nice thing of ketchup right next to it, and I dip both in it. I put my potatoes in, put my eggs in. I'm all good.
A little.
I won't
fork
even
dip,
do
a
that,
fork
but
dip,
I've
a quick
seen it.
I know,
little-
and I'm not
a
saying
fork dip.
everyone does it, and I'm
You're not putting the ketchup all over the.
I
eggs.
dip. I take it and then I dip.
An edge.
More than edge. More than edge.
More
Yeah,
than
a
an edge.
cope. I put a cope in. I'll put a full cope. Yeah, more than an edge. And let me say this: I will also, if I'm enjoying like a delightful breakfast platter that has like bread and eggs and or bagel and cream cheese and tomato, I'll take the bagel, the cream cheese, the tomato, slice some of the scrambled eggs, put it right on top of that as well. I'll use the eggs in a lot of ways, but the sweetness, I don't have any interest in sweetness. It's savory. Eggs are
And
savory.
these are squawking eggs, like you like them, right there.
Think about how
Oh
disgusting that
my
is.
God.
Squawking runny eggs with jelly is like, it's disgusting. What's going on with you?
Yeah.
What is your
I'm disgusted.
What is your
I'm disgusted.
What does your family say?
They perpetuate
No,
this.
they
They allow this.
but
They
behavior.
do. They
do it, or they're okay with it.
They're fine
But they
with
don't
it.
do
Yeah, because this
As long as
should have
I'm
been
eating.
cut off a long time ago.
But you already said, he said, as long as I'm eating. He was such a little skinny
That's so
boy.
bad
She
he
had to
is.
make sure he just eats. She just wanted to get the food down.
As long as I'm eating.
Whatever it takes.
Hey guys, if you are not yet a patron, this would be a great week to join. We dropped like a 90-minute Patreon post Saturday Night's Main Event with the Egg Everythings. It was a great time. Shout out to everyone who sent us their pictures with the Rocky Forever shirts. It really touches Natalie and I. It's awesome. So we really, really love that. And we still have to come up with a watch along in the next few days that Dipperstein can join, because you were missed on our Egg Everything watch along.
I heard from a lot of
We were
peckerheads that I was missing.
going and going. Emilio was, by the end, I'm starting to like wrap it up and kind of speed through. And the people would jump on. Emilio would be like, so how's the back of your belly? Where you from? What's going on? I'm like,
The back of your belly?
I made that up. He didn't literally say that, but it was time for me. It was just time to move on. And he was just like, that's an old Michael K-ism. How's the back of your belly? It's a thing he says about like, just talking about whatever. Hey, how's the back of your belly? But Emilio was just chatting it up. Now, granted, we should be chatting up. That's what the Egg Everything's paid for. But SGG was late.
It was late. I didn't mind it, but it was late.
Oh no, it was honestly we had great people. The people there were shockingly like normal and fun and smart. And tell you what, the Peckerheads, the Egg Everything, some of the great everythings we've ever seen.
Yeah, even Maury the gimmick stealer, I like them.
Yeah, no, Maury was great. Guys, do us a favor, stay mage, sign up for Patreon, enjoy yourselves, and we'll do something else later this week. Dip, safe travels from Florida. SGG, stay mage. Happy birthday, Seth Rollins. Good night and good luck.